Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So today's talk is about splitting karma. So what is splitting karma here when we talk about splitting karma? Okay, so splitting karma is actually, when people get together, and then sometimes people get separated from each other, right? Maybe because of arguments, maybe because of sometimes difference in maybe ideas, opinions, etc. Yeah? Anyway, relationships are like that. Sometimes together, sometimes separate. But in this world, when we look at the stories and the data from the Buddha's teachings, there are actually some conditions that actually people don't have to be separated. But because of causes and conditions, and then because of no mindfulness, then people people separate from each other. Okay, separate means like they just maybe don't want to get together with this guy anymore, this guy or this girl, and all that. So let us look at one of the stories in the Buddha's text, and then we see how in our day-to-day life we can better manage relations and not get deceived. Sometimes we got deceived by this kind of splitting karma. Okay. So there's one story. So during the Buddha's, not during our Buddha's time, it was during the past Buddha's time, Kassapa Buddha, right? So during Kassapa Buddha's time, there were two very good friends, two bhikkhus who were very good friends. So they were practicing. Didn't say, the text didn't say they were staying like together, but they were very good friends. Okay. So one day they had to go to the Sima for Padimokkha. Padimokkha means the recitations of the monks' rules and regulation, right? During our Gautama Buddha's time, which is our present Buddha's dispensation, so monks usually, bhikkhus usually gather every 2 weeks, every Uposatha, to hear the recitation of the Padimokkha, okay, to hear about the rules and monks' rules and regulation. Then during the Kassapa Buddha's times, I think it was like once every 6 months, if I never remember wrongly. All right. So every 6 months they have to gather in a place and listen to the Padimokkha. I'm not sure whether it was 2 years or 6 months. Okay. Anyway, a certain period of time. So it was time to go for the Padimokkha. Then let's call them Bhikkhu A and Bhikkhu B, okay? So Bhikkhu A and Bhikkhu B, they were very good friends. So they met up together and decided to go to the Padimokkha together. Just like how you would hang out with a good friend and go to the, not a good example, but go to the shopping mall or go to the monastery together, like that. Okay, so when they were walking, they were going towards the gathering place for the monks to hear the recitation of the Padimokkha. Then along the way, halfway throughout the journey, Bhikkhu A suddenly said, my friend, I need to go to the toilet. Can you please wait for me? All right. So help me to take my things, bowl bag, bowl with the bowl bag, and also some of his belongings, maybe one bag. And then he went into the bushes. No, now it's not like we have a public toilet, not like that. Huh? So he went behind the bushes to relieve himself. Now at that time, there was a deva. A deva is also known as a heavenly being. So this deva suddenly this deva was like just hanging around, and then saw these two bhikkhus. And then the deva knew that, these two bhikkhus, they were good friends, all right? So one mischievous thought arose in the mind of this deva. He was thinking, is it possible to separate them? These two bhikkhus are so good friends. Huh? Is it possible to separate them? So the deva thought like this, and then the deva decided to try out, to test their friendship. All right. So what did the deva do? The deva came down to the human realm and then manifests itself as a lady. All right, as a lady that's scantily dressed. All right, so that when Bhikkhu A, he finished relieving himself, and then after that he came out from behind the bushes. Then this manifestation of the deva came behind this Bhikkhu A, all right? But in a way that, Bhikkhu A couldn't see, right? So this manifestation of the deva, which is a woman, scantily dressed, like just did something bad, something inappropriate for a monk. So appeared and showed this manifestation to Bhikkhu B. So Bhikkhu B, when he was waiting, and then he just happened to turn his head, he saw Bhikkhu A with this scantily dressed lady behind him, and this scantily dressed lady just walk away. Then of course, I mean, if you saw it with your own eyes, then of course you believe it, right? I saw with my own eyes. So when Bhikkhu A went to Bhikkhu B, then Bhikkhu B was very angry. He said, how can you do that? Then Bhikkhu A was like, what I do? I don't know whether you guys have encountered this kind of experience. Maybe some of you have in your daily life. Like, there's nothing wrong that you do, and suddenly somebody maybe close to you, or even your friend, suddenly comes to you and says, how can you do that? Then you'll be like, what did I do, right? So Bhikkhu A was like that. Please hang on. Yes. Sorry, I was coughing. So Bhikkhu A was like that. He was like, hey, what did I do? Then Bhikkhu B was like, don't stand near me. Then Bhikkhu B just put his things down and said, I thought you were a good monk, but I never knew that you would do something like that. So inappropriate. Then Bhikkhu A was like, what did I do? And Bhikkhu B just said, now you go your road and I go my road. Don't ever come to me again. So, then Bhikkhu B just walked by himself. And then living Bhikkhu A was there over there, like, what did I do, man? Like that, huh? But what to do? He has to go to the Patimokkha, right? So okay lah, then he just took his things, his bag and bowl, and just walked towards the Sima, the gathering place. So when they arrived in the gathering place, it happened to be the same gathering place. Bhikkhu B didn't want to join the congregation. All right. Now, for the monks to be able to recite the Patimokkha, they have to be be together, and each monk has to be within an arm's length of each other. All right. So this is the monk's rules and regulation in order to carry out this, what we call the Sangha transactions, right? So Bhikkhu B didn't want to join, all right? Then when the Sangha asked him, why you don't want to join the Sangha? What happened? Then Bhikkhu B, he's still very angry. He was like, I don't want to join. Somebody here is not a monk. Oh, what? Not a monk? Then Bhikkhu B was like, somebody here do something inappropriate. Then after that, because of doing that, it's no more a monk, but he's here. The Sangha is impure. Like that. So then the Sangha was like, who? Then Bhikkhu B finally pointed out to his friend, his ex-friend. That guy. Then Bhikkhu A was like, what did I do? Then the Sangha questioned Bhikkhu A. Bhikkhu A was like, well, I didn't do anything. I just went to relieve myself, and after I came out, it became like this. Right? So at that time, and so the Sangha couldn't carry out the Patimokkha. And then, at that time, this Deva that manifested, that played this prank, you can call it prank them. So this Deva who pranked them, he was also very worried already. He's like, oh no, my jokes got a little bit overhead already, a little bit overboard. So I better go and explain. So the Deva came down to the human realm and then manifest himself as an old man. Then he went there and then he said, oh, one day he went to Bhikkhu B and try to explain to him. He said, hey, Bande, don't like that. The lady that you saw was my manifestation. The Bhikkhu A is pure. Then Bhikkhu B was like, who are you? And then the Deva explained, oh, I'm actually a Deva. I manifest myself as an old man like this. So I want to explain to you because I wanted to test your friendship between you and Bhikkhu A. So that's why I manifest myself as the lady. So the Bande A is pure. So please go and please join the congregation and please try to conduct the Patimokkha. Everyone is pure, like that. And then reluctantly, Bhikkhu B went and joined the congregation, and they managed to, after this explanation, they managed to conduct the Patimokkha recitation. All right. But what happened after that? Okay, so after this incident, Bhikkhu A and Bhikkhu B, they were no more longer good friends. Okay, Bhikkhu B, I think probably held this grudge against Bhikkhu A because he thought, I saw with my own eyes, I saw with my own eyes. Probably he held to it strongly. So he wasn't close to Bhikkhu A anymore. Their friendships were not like before. Okay. And then Bhikkhu A was like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. I just went to a bush and relieved myself, and things became like that. So it aroused a sense of urgency in him and understanding that even relationships are impermanent and all conditioned phenomena are impermanent. So that's why he had this very strong sense of urgency. And he practiced and practiced and practiced hard. Ultimately, he attained arahantship that life. All right? So this was what happened to the two bhikkhus. But what happened to the Deva? The mischievous Deva. So the mischievous Deva, because of causing a rift between two very... Actually, both of them were well-behaved, both of them well-behaved monks, but he caused a rift between them, all right? So because of this karma, after his Deva life finished, okay, he was reborn in hell, okay, and suffered. And then throughout the time between Kassapa Buddha's dispensation and between our Buddha's dispensation, so this Deva, he was reborn in hell, and then after that, sometimes when his good karma a little bit ripened, he managed to get reborn as a as a human in the human realm, but because of the energy of this karma, because of the influence of this karma, so even when he was reborn as a human, then he always got blamed for something that he didn't do. He always got blamed for some wrong things that other people do. So life was very, very suffering, even though he was reborn as a human, right? I don't know whether you guys have this kind of friends, or if you have seen this kind of people in your life, in your office, in your family, maybe. So maybe there may be some karma that's behind this. Okay. Anyway, so maybe sometimes reborn as a human and suffered, and then after that, reborn in hell again. So hell, human, like that, until our Buddha's time. Okay, so during our Buddha's time, so this Deva, past Deva, was reborn in one of the families in India, right, at that time, when our Buddha was around. Then after that, coming of age, he heard the Buddha's teachings and then wanted to become a monk. So he asked the Buddha for permission, and then after that, the Buddha gave permission for him to ordain. So he ordained as a monk, became a bhikkhu, but the depths, the karmic depths of the past didn't stop there. So from the time he became a bhikkhu, because of this karma, a manifestation of a woman, a sexy woman maybe, appeared, okay, always nearby him, but he cannot see one. So like that, jialat already, right? Because if you're a monk and you always have a beautiful, sexy woman behind you, around you, but you cannot see, but everyone else can see. Wow, you know how life is, how difficult that kind of life is. And so it was really difficult for him, when he went for alms round. Then people seeing that, oh, wow, this monk bring his girlfriend along one. Wow, then they saw with their eyes, no? But then they didn't want to offer him food already. Sometimes they offer him food, but some of them, they become very sarcastic. They say, oh, Bande, okay, this spoon is for you. This spoon is for your girlfriend one. Oh, yo. Then he was like, I got girlfriend, see me girlfriend, what girlfriend? Then after that, people start to call him names and all that. Then he really cannot take it already. Then he started to scold them. Even other monks started to say that, oh, this venerable, he always got a sexy girlfriend behind him. So after that, he started to scold them back. Then after that, words of him scolding the other monks came to the Buddha. So the Buddha asked him to come to his presence. And then the Buddha asked, what happened? Then he explained he explained what happened to him, to the Buddha. And then the Buddha said, this is because of past karma. Okay, so to be patient, okay, like that. So Buddha already say karma law. So what do you have to be patient? No? So he just try to be patient. Okay, but being like this, not many people want to offer food to him. So sometimes he goes quite hungry and all that. Sometimes without enough food. Okay. Then words of this venerable. Actually, his name is Venerable Kundadana. Okay. So words of this his story came to the ears of one of the king. Okay. So the king was also a devotee of the Buddha, a believer of the Buddha. So he thought, is it really like that? Let me go and see. So the king went to the hermitage, the staying place of this Venerable Kundadana. And then he hide himself, okay, behind the bushes. And then he really saw a beautiful, sexy lady around uh, around this vulnerable. Then he thought, there's this sexy lady. So let's observe even more. Okay. So after that, he saw that the lady went inside the kuti. Kuti means the staying hut, the hut of the vulnerable. Then when he saw that there was an opportunity, so the vulnerable was not paying attention, maybe going to do something, and then the lady went inside the hut. So the king went, and then he went inside the hut, and he searched high and low for this woman, but there was no woman. All right, he saw it is so nice that the woman went in and didn't came out, and then when he went into the hut, he saw, oh, really? No woman? And he at that time he knew that it's because of karma. So after that he went to this Venerable Kundadana, and then he paid respect. Initially he didn't pay respect, because he thought maybe this monk very tiko one like that, no? So after that he knew that it was karma, so he paid respect to Venerable Kundadana, and then he asked, oh Bande, I'm the king. So how is it going? How is the monk life going for you? Then Venerable Kundadana said, not too bad. Like that. I mean, it's bad, but not that bad, right? not bad until maybe he has to, he cannot survive or something like. He can survive, but maybe not enough food or something like that. So not too bad for this Venerable Kundadana. And then the king asked, do you have enough food? At that time, this Venerable Kundadana, he just kept quiet, put his head down, and maybe his eyes got teary already, because not enough food. That was his difficulty also. So the king said, okay, Bante, don't worry about your food. Your 4 requisites, come to my. If you need any of the 4 requisites, food, robes, etc., come to my palace. I will support you with your support, with your 4 requisites. Okay, so if you need anything, just come to my palace and I will offer you. Okay, I say what? I'm the king. Okay, so Venerable Kundadana nodded his head and then after that, from that day on, Venerable Kundadana went to the king's palace for alms round. Okay. And then the king also informed to his ministers and his and his subordinates lah. He tell them, hey, this Bande come, maybe you'll see a girl, but this is because of karma. Okay, so what he want, please offer to him like that. Don't be tricked by this karma like that. So his food problem was solved already. And this Venerable Kundadana, because of all these difficulties, people calling him names, and then he couldn't see what was the problem. He couldn't see the woman, and then after that, people don't give him enough food. So after all these ordeals, he had a strong sense of urgency. So once his food problem was resolved, he just meditated, did very, very diligently. Okay, meditated diligently. And then ultimately, he attained arahantship. And once he attained arahantship, the energy of that past karma just was also exhausted at that time. So the manifestation of that lady just disappeared, right? Like that. Okay. So you see, when we hear and read about these kind of stories in the Buddha's teachings, so from there we can understand that, hey, actually in this world, there are some karma that works to the detriment of relationships. There are some karma that split relationships, right? Yeah, so when we understand about this and then we think about, okay, I mean, like take a moment, think about your past relations. Were there times when you and somebody, you're close together, but because of, sometimes don't know what happened, and then both of you just don't see eye to eye anymore, and then just became separated? Now, sometimes even within your family, okay, and then for no reason, for no logical reason, you're just not happy with them. In the morning when you wake up, come out of your room, saw the rest of your family. Sometimes you just feel unhappy with them, but there's no there's no logical reason behind that. But sometimes you just feel angry with them, or sad, or disappointed. Any negative emotion, all right, for no logical reason. Do you have this experience? Yeah, sometimes people have, okay? It happens quite generally. It happens to the general public sometimes, okay? So at that time, we have to be very careful, right? We have to be very careful, especially when we are learning Dhamma. What if it happens between you and your teacher, the one who is trying to help you, the one who is trying to help you to purify your mind, trying to help you to meditate, solve your meditation and life problems? Does it happen between teachers and students? Yes, it does. Why not? And sometimes quite often. Okay. Yeah. So this kind of karma, how they manifest is that when you see somebody and then for no logical reason, you feel unhappy about them. Okay, you feel unhappy about them. You have negative emotions when you see them. Okay, even sometimes when you see your teacher, actually in the meditation circle, for some it can be quite common. No reason one. Then suddenly, this student suddenly behave very strangely. Suddenly, hear something that maybe hear something wrong that the teacher said, or they understand wrongly. I would like to quote some examples. Okay, we are not sure whether it is splitting karma, but to give you guys an idea of how it may manifest. Okay, in our daily life, so that it can be more relatable to you, and so that you can be more aware of it, and be able to avoid falling into the traps of this splitting karma. Okay. So there was one bhikkhu, okay, one bhikkhu in in one monastery. This is all based on true stories, okay. Okay. So there's this Bande, then after that, this Bande, the chanting, not so good one, and but he keeps a very good sila, very good morality, very very uh, very meticulous with his keeping his precepts. Okay, so one day we heard a complaint. What was the complaint? The complaint was that, hey, uh, of course this came from someone who had left the monastery, and then he complained that, hey, this Monday, when washing the bowl, was singing a song. Then when we heard it, we were like, what? you know, like, really? No way, like that. But anyway, it was a complaint, so we had to investigate it. So we kind of like asked the monk, say, hey, Bande, so we heard that when you were washing your bowl, you were singing a song, humming a song, something like that. Huh? You're humming a song. Then he was like, how many years have you known me? Like more than 10 years. Then Do you think I will hum a song? Of course, I will not hum a song, right? And I didn't hum. So we managed to clarify with him, and then after that, managed to clarify that okay, he didn't hum the song. Maybe some kind of a karma happened, so that this person that left the monastery heard this monk humming a song. Okay. And then also another true story. So there was once in another monastery. Okay, so there was a monk, and then because of language barriers, so he needed to have a translator, right? But he was one that will be easily stressed and agitated if somebody gave him some pressure, okay? Because of his conditioning, of course, his family conditioning, his society's conditioning before he became a monk. So he became very easily agitated, right? And very easily stressed. So there was once when he went for an interview, meditation interview with one of his teachers. And then after that, his teacher gave him, because he needed to relax, right? He's very easily agitated. So his teacher wanted to help him to relax, right? So his teacher said, okay, just for this week, just maintain your mind peacefully on meditation subject if you can. Then go for the village alms round, enjoy your monk life. Go and sometimes go to the library, do some reading, drink some tea. Just enjoy your monk life like that. With Dhamma, of course. Then he left, and then the next week he came. Oh, his face was all white and green. Face was white and green, and he was shaking. Literally shaking. And when he went there, and then he told his meditation teacher, Bande, I cannot follow your instruction. Then his teacher, what happened? I just asked you to go to village for alms round, and then sometimes go and sit in nature with the sunset, read some books, enjoy your monk life, relax. What happened? Then that monk, the agitated monk, he said, Bante, when did you tell me this? Last week, I thought you tell me to every day meditate for 5 sitting, every sitting 1.5 hours, and then cannot miss one sitting. No matter how difficult it is, have to sit one day 5 sitting, cannot miss one sitting. I thought you tell me like that. then his teacher, no, I tell you to just take it easy, take it easy, don't stress yourself, relax and just enjoy your monk life. Then like that. So he said, oh, but then I cannot. Maybe I listened wrongly, but I was like trying to do what I thought I had listened, what I thought you had given me, and then I'm so stressed. I'm very stressed. He maybe cannot even talk properly already. So his teacher, oh no, okay, relax, okay, go for village arms rounds, and then just keep your vinaya nicely, and don't stress yourself. Read some books, read more books, maybe do some chanting, go to the Chaitya and do more puja, and like that. Just keep your life in a wholesome way, relax. And then after that, oh, okay, then he left. So sometimes from this we don't know whether that one is splitting karma or what kind of karma, but from all these stories we know that karma do affect us, right? How we relate to people, how we hear sometimes, how we see sometimes, and how we perceive things sometimes, right? Okay, so like in the Buddhist, according to the Dhamma, Only the Buddha can accurately know what kind of karma is ripening, what kind of karma is ripening, right? So for us, how can we do? For us, we are not Buddha, right? So for the normal people, maybe never even do meditation practice. Maybe just do dana and keep precepts. How can we prevent falling into the tricks and traps of this kind of a karma that split relationships, right? So one very important, important principle and value, and hopefully it will be your life value, is that whenever negative emotions arise in our mind, so please don't believe what you are thinking at that time. Okay, no matter how logical, no matter how right you feel it is, no matter how fair you think your analysis is, no matter how right you feel you are, if you have negative emotions, then please don't believe yourself. Don't believe your thoughts. Don't believe your analysis at that time. Okay, analysis means how you think this issue should be, how this person should be, how it should be done, whatever. Okay, if it is possible, of course. If you're in a rush, then no choice. Then be mindful and do the things and do the thing mindfully. But always that always having that mindfulness that when you act in a negative emotion, in a mind state of a negative emotion, then don't 100% believe yourself. If you have no choice, the thing has to be done very quickly. Okay, then you can only do like that. But if it is possible, if it is possible, then better not to. If you can, don't act. If there's nothing to act upon it, nothing urgent, then actually please don't believe yourself. Why? Because I think if you look back throughout your life, okay, how many times have our relationships been ruined just because of negative emotions, right? So of course you can say that, Bande, but that person like that. Yeah. But you cannot forgive me. We are disciples of the Buddha. So the Buddha said in the Buddhist text in the Majjhima Nikaya, what is the standard of a Buddha's disciple? So the Buddha said in the simile of the saw, if somebody were to take a saw from the middle part of your body, saw you into half. If one were to have a thought of aversion, of anger, then one is not Buddha's disciple, right? But that's a very high standard. Of course, we try to do as much as we can, but at least anger may arise in us. Not happy, unhappiness, depression, any kind of negative emotions can happen and can arise in us. But at least this is what we can do, is at least we don't indulge in it, right? They may arise because we are not noble people. We are not arahants. We are not Aryas. Okay, and even for Aryas, only the third stage of enlightenment, what we call the anagamis and the arahants, then they will not have anger. Okay, only at that stage. So for the rest of us who are not noble beings, definitely anger may arise in us sometimes. Definitely jealousy may arise in us sometimes. Sometimes you may feel, that this person is should not do like that, should do like that. It's fair, it's unfair, it's justice, it's not justice. As somebody like that, they should do like that. But actually, who say one? A lot of should be, or if we really live your life according to understanding of the true nature. Then because everything is impermanent, so sometimes your loved ones love you, sometimes your loved one don't love you lah. Sometimes they may say good things about you, sometimes they may say bad thing about you lah. Then your friends, colleagues, relatives also lah. Sometimes they close to you, sometimes not close to you lah. Right? But there's no reason for you to let anger get the better of you ma. Right? No need ma. Can like talk nicely or not? Can forgive or not? Cannot forgive me. Cannot forgive, so we must train ourselves to forgive lah. Right? Because what we encounter definitely also karma ma. Right? If karma is not the dominant factor, karma also plays a contributing factor ma. Then, so whatever that we experience, okay, whatever that we experience, but definitely karma plays a role in the formation of this phenomena, whether it's a person, an issue, a thing. A thing means like really a solid thing, like your car lah, or your house lah, something like that. Because of marriage, then we can have cars, we can stay in a house, right? So when we understand this, okay, and we understand that the splitting karma, one of the ways to avoid getting split is whenever we have negative emotions, don't believe yourself first, okay? Don't believe what you're analyzing, what your analysis, how you feel, how you think, okay, if possible, okay? Then listen to Dhamma, use the Dhamma to purify our negative emotions first, okay? Purify our negative emotions first, okay? Then the thoughts and analysis you can keep in view first, that means put them aside first. Purify our feelings first, purify our mind first, purify our emotions first. Usually when it is anger, so we usually recommend practicing the Brahma Viharas. Brahma Viharas means practice loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. Okay? So whenever we have negative emotions, if you immediately your mind goes to the cultivation and practice of this loving kindness or compassion or sympathetic joy, equanimity, you have to relieve that uncomfortable feeling in your heart area, and then start to soften down your mind. You don't feel so uncomfortable. You don't feel so suffering because anger is being purified and purified and purified. Okay, and then after you have totally like purified that negative emotion, you feel that there's no uncomfortable feeling around your heart area anymore. You feel that your emotions are better, are in a wholesome mind state, wholesome now. Then you analyze, okay? Then you analyze. Then at that time, I think, I don't know about you guys, but those who have lived this principle, they have lived this principle, and they have used this principle again and again. Then actually, when they when they analyze, when they are in a wholesome state of mind, then they find that, how they think, how they feel, and their analysis when they're in a bad mood, when they're in a negative emotion and in a state of negative emotion, and how they think, how they feel, how they analyze when they are in a wholesome state of mind, wholesome state of emotion, can be sometimes be very, very different, right? Sometimes when they are in negative, they say, I cannot forgive them. This person is wrong. This person is like that. They should do like that, like that. But when they're in a wholesome state of mind, yes, they are like that, but we can do better. Is there a softer way that we can? Is there some peaceful way that we can grow together? But yes, they are like that, but I can forgive them. No problem. because we know that sometimes life, whatever bad, that undesirable phenomena that we encounter, sometimes because of karma. So we may have done something like that in the past. We may not have been a good friend, good husband or wife, good family. That's why sometimes a good co-worker. That's why sometimes we get the treatment that is undesirable from our friends, relatives, family. No, right? So when so when we contemplate like that, then hey, you can forgive leh. Then you see both. You compare both scenarios. It's really sometimes very different, And actually, which one may have a better result? Okay, in terms of logic, okay, and whether in terms of logic and feeling and relationship and maintaining relationships, usually the one that when you are in a wholesome mind state is a better result. Okay, can maintain relationships better. But if just think about it, okay? Sometimes when you are being negative, or when somebody is always very negative, always getting angry over this, over that, always complaining about this and that, sometimes very toxic, right? Then nobody want to be close to these kind of people, isn't that so? So from this, we can actually see, see this is cause and effect that we can see that when somebody is very toxic, then because of that toxicity, many people doesn't want to be close to them, right? So, when we understand this, then coming back to splitting karma, so whether it is splitting karma or whether it is just our defilements, okay, of course, the karma and defilements, they work hand in hand. Karma, I will say karma and our mind, they work hand in hand, okay? So when we have negative karma, then we meet up with undesirable phenomenon, people and issues. But we have a choice one, We actually, when we are able to cultivate and develop the Buddhist teachings, especially the Brahma Viharas, we can actually have the freedom to choose our emotions. So you can choose not to be angry when somebody says something bad to you. You can choose to have compassion when you see somebody suffering or somebody doing something bad to you and they're causing causes of suffering for themselves. You can have sympathetic joy, wishing others not to lose all the righteous prosperity that they have. You can have a mind of equanimity towards people who speak bad about you, or people whom you have attachment to, and something bad happened to them. You can have the freedom to be free from grief, sadness, depression. And when you're free from that, when you have a positive emotion, then actually you find that you are in a better position to help them if they need your help and if they want your help. Okay? So, so understanding this, actually not much reason to be angry, right? Although anger, disappointment may arise, but actually no need to really indulge in them, no need to believe them. I mean, they will arise, but actually at that time, please don't believe your analysis. Don't believe fair and unfair, justice and injustice. No matter how strongly you feel, if you have negative emotions, okay, just cut it out first, okay? Just chill out first, okay? Time out first, okay? Take a break, purify your mind. Sometimes sometimes go for some massage. Now we're talking about feeling management already. So go for some massage. If you are not a practitioner, go for some massage. Sometimes go to the ocean and go to the beach. Go and climb a mountain. some ways to relieve that uncomfortable feeling, that negative emotion, okay? Relieve it, okay? But it's best to use the Dhamma to purify it. Don't use greed, hatred, and delusion. That's what normally people do. But this will only result in more unwholesome karma being generated. Use Dhamma, okay? Purify the emotion, purify the feeling. Then after, purify the unwholesome state of mind. Then after that, when your mind is clear, you have no more uncomfortable feeling or negative emotion or negative thought, then analyze, okay? So just imagine if you always talk to people, and you always react to people with a wholesome mind state, with a wholesome emotion, and not easy to get split, right? Like that lah. Huh? So this is for individual. So what about like group? Right? What about group? Does it happen in groups also? Family, in monasteries, in the place where you're working, between your friends, your circle of friends. Does it happen also? Yes, of course lah. Definitely. Yeah, sometimes it will ripen. Yes, like that. Huh? So if it manifests in a group, what is the manifestation? So from what we see is that A, B, C, D, E, maybe A suddenly not happy with E, and E not happy with A, but they keep quiet. They keep quiet then after that, not happy with A, not happy with B, A not happy with E, E not happy with A, and not happy. Then slowly they start to what? Quietly separate. Quietly don't go to the gathering already. Quietly, A says, hey, if E is going, I'm not going. And quietly, not quietly, but like behind, in the background, then E will say, if A is going, I'm not going. Like that already. Then separate. Then after that, then sometimes they just disappear. Like that. Okay. So how do we prevent ourselves and our group of friends or family? How do we prevent splitting karma? How do we not fall into the traps and tricks of splitting karma when it happens in a group? Okay. So first thing, of course, whenever we are in a negative emotion, don't believe ourselves. Okay. Keep in view first. Put your thoughts and analysis aside first. Purify the mind first. Okay. Then after that, after purifying your mind, then one thing that is very, 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 very effective. Okay, in resolving splitting karma in groups is to be able to have a heart-to-heart talk, or at least to clarify things face to face, if possible lah. Of course, if not possible face to face, then maybe through Zoom lah, like that, or WhatsApp or video call like that lah. So taking things out, and putting it on the table and analyzing it, truly from a data point of view, or truly just to understand, hey, what happened? Why I feel like that? Do you feel like that? Hey, just to clarify, hey, that day when I saw you did something like that, do you really do like that? What was the reason behind that? Was there something difficult that's going on that's why you have to do like that? And in order to do this, it's better to purify our mind first, because when we don't have anger and then we analyze this, then it's actually more harmonious. Why? Because when we are angry, how we think, how we feel, how we perceive, how we analyze, actually it's all, definitely there will be some kind of a bias there. Okay? It's like looking at the world with tinted glasses, maybe red. Okay? Not just say any color, but red seems like a color that symbolizes anger. Okay? So it seems like everything you see is gray, right? If you look through red tinted glasses, that's how we perceive, how we feel, and how we analyze when we are angry. Okay, so there will be some kind of bias. So in order to handle things better, in order not to fall into this kind of a splitting karma, so please, just if you are angry or in a negative state of emotion, don't believe yourself. I have to repeat this so many times because even though I repeat it so many times, but people and sometimes even me still accidentally fall into this. Okay, so I have to say many times. Remind myself, remind everyone also. Okay, yeah. Then after that, purify our mind. Then after that, talk it out. Okay, talk it out, and then try. There's one good practice, which is to check ourselves. Check ourselves if we are able to have forgiveness or loving kindness, compassion, or equanimity towards the other parties before we talk about these things. Okay. Sometimes we may not have that feeling anymore. Then after that, okay, now I want to talk about this. But when you talk about it, I get angry again sometimes. Okay, so not easy to manage the emotions. So one thing to check, always check before we talk about these things, heart to heart, open up things, put it on the table, and just talk about it. Try to understand what is happening. So before that, always check ourselves whether we can have loving kindness, compassion, equanimity, or forgiveness. Or maybe sometimes if your mudita is powerful enough, even sympathetic joy towards the other parties. Okay, like that. So when you check already, I can forgive, I can have loving kindness. Then you try to understand. Hey, let's talk about it. What happened? I saw this. Did you really do that? Like that. Okay. Yeah. So this is the way. Actually, this is the way that we can work. Okay. It's good if in a company or in your family or within your circle of friends, if it becomes a culture, it is good also because everyone knows, and then after everyone will be able to act like this, behave like this, think like this in accordance with Dhamma. Okay, this is how we let Dhamma, how we use Dhamma and get the benefit of Dhamma. Okay, and when we can do all the things that I suggested to everyone just now, actually all is in accordance with Dhamma. Then actually we can approach things with a more transcendental mind. Transcendental means you can transcend your emotions, your negative emotions, and actually a more rational mind and a mind that has a healthy emotion. Okay, so this is how we can do this. And just happen to think about one story. Okay, based on a true story again. Okay, the story of how two yogis they managed to live out this teaching, okay, this way of applying wise attention to negative emotions, and they managed to solve some kind of adversary or splitting karma between them. Okay, so life example, right, based on a true story. So the story goes like this. Okay, so there was Bhikkhu A and Bhikkhu B. So after that, they were actually practicing together. Then after that, Bhikkhu B, because of being successful in the meditation, ultimately Bhikkhu B became one of the meditation teacher of Bhikkhu A. Okay. Then after that, what happened? Oh, maybe because of some karma. So Bhikkhu A had very angry thoughts towards Bhikkhu B, who was like now was his teacher. Okay, but he couldn't. But Bhikkhu A, because he understood that, hey, what's happening? Why is this? Why are these emotions arising in me? Then he tried to, of course, he tried to purify He leave out these instructions. So he tried to purify his mind, purify his mind, purify his mind, purify his mind. And then when his mind was a little bit more pure, his emotions were more wholesome, in positive emotions, wholesome emotions. Then he checked, he analyzed, and then he found that there's nothing logical that Bhikkhu B did that you should be angry about, or at least even if it's wrong, but I mean, you can forgive, right? Why can't we forgive people who did something wrong? It's possible to forgive. So he understood that this may be some kind of a splitting karma, or maybe just some bad karma that ripens between him and Bhikkhu A. So after that, when his emotions, he leave out this. So he leave out the suggestions that I told you about just now. So he first, when emotions arise, he didn't believe himself. He just continued to purify. He was very aware of these negative emotions. And then he purify himself until his emotions and his mind were positive and wholesome. Then he analyzed. And then after he analyzed, he understood that there's nothing logically wrong that the other bhikkhu did. So he thought, it might be because of some karma, maybe splitting karma, maybe some bad karma. And then what did he do? So when his mind was wholesome, when his emotions were healthy, in positive emotions, he went to Bhikkhu B, and then they had a heart-to-heart talk. So he asked for forgiveness from Bhikkhu A. He said, "I'm sorry, I have some negative thoughts to you." And Bhikkhu B also very humble because he also know about these workings of splitting karma and karma. So he asked, so Bhikkhu B also very humbly asked Bhikkhu A, so what, did I do anything? Did I do anything wrong? If I have, please forgive me. So Bhikkhu A said, no, you didn't do anything wrong. But these emotions keep arising and I don't know why. Maybe because of past karma. So please forgive me. And then Bhikkhu B also, okay, then if I do anything wrong, please let me know. And also, I forgive you, but if I do anything wrong, please forgive me also. So they approach this kind of negative emotion phenomena, or maybe splitting karma phenomena, with understanding, with wholesome emotions, and then with forgiveness for themselves also, for arising any unwholesome thoughts or emotions, and forgiveness towards the other party also. Okay. And during that, but do you think that was over? No. Actually, for a period of 1 year, then negative emotions also keep happening and keep arising in the mind of this Bhikkhu A. But he knew that maybe this one because of karma. Anyway, if it is unwholesome, if negative emotions and unwholesome thoughts, I shall not believe myself. So he doesn't believe, but doesn't believe doesn't mean just don't believe everything, He will analyze it when his emotions and his mind is wholesome, okay? And his, like that, Yeah. And then after that, what did they do? They also try to do good to each other. Okay, so this is what we talk. This is the way to reverse, to reverse that kind of a splitting karma. Okay, so sometimes Bhikkhu A gives Bhikkhu B something. Bhikkhu B sometimes give Bhikkhu A something. So they and then sometimes they do service to each other. Sometimes help to massage each other. Sometimes help this, help that, help this, help that. And then gradually, as they cultivate this, as they use the Dhamma, you see in this case, they use the Dhamma to purify whatever unwholesome, whatever splitting karma or negative emotions, negative thoughts in them, and then they continue to do wholesome karma towards the other people, towards the other person, the other party, and all that. After 1 year. After 1 year, then they became very good friends. No more of that negative emotions and anger and crazy thoughts happening in Bhikkhu A's mind again. And they became very good friends. So this is based on a true story, and this is actually a very, very good example of how we can use the Dhamma to avoid to avoid falling in the traps and tricks of splitting karma or whatever bad karma, and also how to reverse, how to build up good relationships and reverse the effect of splitting karma or just bad karmic affinity between you and other people. Okay, so even though I understand, even though after giving this talk, maybe people around me or people that I see, or maybe you guys at home or in front of your phone or the laptop, maybe we may still fall into this, but at least please, when you fall into this and maybe you talk to somebody, and then if that somebody tells you, hey, maybe you're in a negative state of mind, maybe you should think about this only when you're in a positive state of mind. Then please remember that there is splitting karma in the world. There is this phenomenon. So what? First, don't believe yourself. Second, purify your mind. And then third, purify our mind. And then third, if possible, with your mind purified already, try to understand what is going on. Then we can analyze, we can get the facts and data and clarify. And then after that, if it is necessary, to plant the seeds, the seeds of good relationships, to reverse or to overcome that splitting karma or just bad karmic affinity with others. Okay, so this is how we can apply wise attention to when this kind of a splitting karma phenomenon arises, and how we can overcome it, how we can not fall into the traps of this kind of karma, and how we can reverse bad karmic affinity. Okay, so hopefully the talk today is helpful to everyone. Wish all of you to be able to overcome all the splitting karma and all the negative or the bad karmic affinity with everyone else in your life, in the world, in your workplace, and hopefully all of you will have good spiritual relationships with all the good Dhamma spiritual friends, and ultimately be able to continue to practice samatha vipassana meditation diligently, and then ultimately be able to attain path, fruition, and nibbana as soon as possible. All right? Okay, so that's the talk for today. Hope it is helpful for everyone. So, any questions? Are we having Q&A? Yeah. After meditation, sometimes feeling very easy to be irritated. Why? This one is personal question. Different people got different condition. So, let me think whether there's a general. Okay, so if after meditation, sometimes feel very easy to be irritated. Okay, I can explain about few conditions. But they are not. It's not comprehensive. All right, it doesn't cover every situation, because the situation of every person is different. But you can take a reference from that. Okay. So after meditation, sometimes feeling very easy to be irritated. Why? One of the reasons may be that if a person, when they practice meditation, for example, they practice the mindfulness or breathing meditation, okay? And then they may have a certain level of concentration already, okay? Certain level of, but not at first jhana yet, but maybe before first jhana. then they may have some kind of peacefulness in the mind and all that, okay? Then, just before they practice the first jhana, some people may feel, or sometimes when they are practicing and trying to, especially for beginners, trying to perfect, or not perfect, but trying to practice the first jhana so that they are skillful in it, okay? Then they may find that, hey, even though they meditate very diligently, but at that time, it seems like very easy to have greed, hatred, and delusion. Then sometimes it gets magnified. And why is that so? It's actually because of concentration, concentration, some samatha practice. So because of accumulating some concentration of the mind, so actually concentration of the mind has one effect, which is magnify. Okay, magnify. So sometimes when they come out from their sitting, and then if they have unwise attention, it magnifies the defilement. And then that's why some people feel, oh, I never meditate, also not so angry. Why suddenly I so angry? Like that. So sometimes it may be because of unwise attention. It's not because of that, of the meditation. This one have to be very clear. It's not because of the samatha subject, okay, whether it's mindfulness or breathing, etc. It's because we've fallen into unwise attention. Maybe you get angry with somebody, or maybe you saw something that something that maybe make you angry, and then after that, because of the power of the concentration, it magnifies that. Okay, so that's why this one is practical, This one is practical one. So that's why if you find that it is like that, then we have to even more mindful. Always keep our mind wholesome mind. Always keep our mind wholesome mind. Then we will be able to, once your mind is able to experience up to the fourth jhana, then it can be said to be very more stable already. Then you don't get this kind of phenomena. Okay, so this is one. Another one is maybe when we meditate, we may have like irritated. What is irritated? What do you mean by irritated? Does it mean bodily irritation or mental irritation? Okay. So if it is bodily irritation, then maybe you need to see maybe a Chinese doctor or something like that, to check the body posture or that. Then if it is mental irritation, okay, then we have to see if it is disappointment or being impatient or things like that. Then there may be some kind of when we meditate, our desire, our chanda may not be pure. There may be expectations, there may be craving for results, craving for some kind of mind state, wanting some kind of mind state, wanting for some result, wanting for this, wanting for that, wanting for the weather to be good, wanting. I mean, if you have any irritation, definitely. Then if you have mental irritation, and it doesn't like come on its own, then definitely there will be some defilement or attachment. That's the cause of it, right? Cause and effect, So you can go back to your mind and find and ask yourself, why am I feeling irritated? What kind of attachment? Is there any attachment that I have? Is there any defilement that I have? Am I wanting too much? Am I using too much effort and not getting enough result? If actually one of the improvement of meditation is to give up the attachment to results. We want results, but usually in meditation, of course, everyone wants result. But if you get attachment to result, then we will suffer. So how do we see whether we have attachment to result? Is if you have disappointment, you feel angry because you're not experiencing something, you feel sad because you're not experiencing something, definitely sure got expectation. And that expectation is that defilement, that one thing is the thing that we need to purify at that time. Okay. So yeah, these are the things that I can think about now. So hopefully answer your question. Okay. Okay, next question. Are the numbers of Vinaya rules for the bhikkhus different for every Buddha? This one I never read before. So since I never read before about the Vinaya rules for other Buddhas, so I cannot say about that. Okay. So if I please leave your email or your contact. If I manage to find the answer, I will ask the Dhamma workers to send to you. Okay. But so far I didn't read anything about that, so have to do some research into that. Okay. Okay. What if we want to have a talk to clarify things, but the other party do not want to do so? Okay. If you want to have a talk to clarify things, but the other party do not want to do so, then we should respect the right of the other party and just continue to have loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity, and forgiveness towards the other party, and sometimes do good to the other party also. Do some dana. Some dana sometimes can be like, just a cup of milk tea, and then sometimes maybe just a cup of coffee. Sometimes just like that, small things first. If small thing they also don't want to accept, then you have to chill lah. You don't force too much, right? Then at that time it's better to stay away for a while, and then after that continue to have loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity towards them, and even also towards yourself. Then after that, after maybe some time, then you can try again. Then try again means like test water lah. You can do a little bit of kindness to them, see whether they want to accept or not. If they accept, sometimes that may be the start of the whole clarification process. But if people don't want to clarify, what can you do? We cannot control them, right? So if they don't want to clarify, this is how we can approach them. Okay, this is how we can approach this phenomenon, this situation. All right. So hopefully answer your question. Okay. Does the karma go away or disappear if we manage it properly, or we only delay it? Usually karma is like this lah, If we manage it properly, like what I suggested just now, so when that undesirable phenomenon arises, okay, then actually the karma is ripening, right? It's ripening moment to moment. So we are experiencing it. So actually, at the time, actually, when it ripens, it's ripen and perish already. Moment to moment. But it keeps because there's a lot, there may be a lot, there may be a little. So at the time when the karma is ripening and exhausting, then we are experiencing undesirable phenomenon. Okay, and if we manage it properly, means even though we may have an uncomfortable feeling or negative emotion, but if we have wise attention, and we face it according to Dhamma, like just now how we suggested, then actually while exhausting that unwholesome karma, you're accumulating new good karma. Okay, loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity, forgiveness, sometimes dana. These are all good karma, right? So bad karma is exhausting when you're experiencing. Bad karma is ripening and exhausting while you are experiencing undesirable phenomena. And then if you react in a good way, in a wholesome way, then you accumulate while exhausting that bad karma. While exhausting that previous bad karma, you are also accumulating good karma. Okay, like that. Then after that, after the karma has finished, the past karma has finished, already exhausted, then you are left with good karma. So this is how we break what we call the vicious cycle. Because in the workings of karma, in this working of karma, is like sometimes there's what we call the vicious cycle. So what is the vicious cycle? It is that when bad karma ripens, then we may experience undesirable phenomena, people, things, issues, etc. Right? So when we meet up with that, usually if people are not aware, usually if people are not aware, are not mindful, then they react unwholesomely. They react to the person, thing, issue with greed, anger, and delusion. For example, examples are easier to understand. For example, if somebody scolds you, when they are scolding us, we are experiencing the result of bad karma. Okay, let's say that one is really because of past karma, so we are experiencing the result of our bad karma. So it's like that. Then so bad karma is ripening and exhausting at the time. Okay, moment to moment, like that. Then, if at that time we are unmindful and not aware, then we react with what? Anger, right? This is usually people react with anger, people react with hatred, people react with cruelty, people react with revenge. So when we react like that, we are exhausting past unwholesome karma. Then at the present moment, we are also accumulating new unwholesome karma. Maybe you go back, okay? Then you go back, we are accumulating new unwholesome karma, right? So when the past unwholesome karma exhausts already, what are we left with? New unwholesome karma that will, when ripen next time, then it may manifest as people scolding us again. So then, if at that time we never react in a wholesome way, then we may scold back again. So kena scold, then scold back again. So bad karma exhausted, past bad karma exhausted, we create new bad karma. Then this new batch of bad karma ripen again, we get scolded again, then we react with unwholesomeness again, then we scold back again, then new unwholesome karma ripen again. New scolding karma ripen again. So this is a vicious cycle. But how do we stop it? Actually, through wise attention. So when like people scold us, they are the past karma is ripening and exhausting itself. Then if we understand Dhamma and we have cultivated our qualities to such a level that we can react to angry people with loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity, or forgiveness, then actually, while exhausting that past karma, we are accumulating new karma, a new wholesome karma. Okay? New wholesome karma, accumulating. Then once that past karma has exhausted, then actually we are left with wholesome, all the powerful wholesome karma that's accumulated in a situation where it's challenging and difficult, like that. So this is how we break what we call the vicious cycle. So wise attention, very powerful, like that. So we don't delay karma. Karma cannot delay. Karma want to ripen. It's like that. But we can only build up a lot of wholesome karma through our wholesome thought, wholesome speech, wholesome bodily action, and then make it so strong that unwholesome karma is difficult to ripen, because actually, according to the workings of karma, if we always maintain our mind in wholesome mind states, then good karma can ripen easily. If we keep our mind in unwholesome mind state, unwholesome karma may ripen easily. This is one of the workings of karma, but it's not like this is just the condition. No, because karma works in a different laws. Okay, so this is just one of the law. Okay, so you may see someone, Bante, you say like that, then somebody I see him very kind, but why he always like undesirable phenomena always happen to him. Yes, it is possible. Why? Because he may attract a lot of, he may always keep his mind in wholesome mind states, okay, and then he may increase his chances of good karma ripening to him, but bad karma, sometimes the bad karma that ripens is also strong, the power of the bad karma is stronger. Then at that time you will meet up with undesirable phenomena lah, like that lah. Oh, so good and bad is not like once bad everything bad, once good everything. Sometimes mix. Huh? If we look at it moment to moment, then you will understand more easily lah. Huh? So it is like that lah. Hopefully I can answer the delay part of it, okay? And answer the question. Okay, so I think it's 9:30 now. So I guess that will be the last question already. So hopefully today's talk is helpful to everyone, and then everyone be able to live out these principles of Dhamma to overcome splitting karma or any other bad karmic affinity, and be able to have a lot of good spiritual friends, and ultimately be able to practice meditation diligently, and ultimately be able to attain path, fruition, and nibbana as soon as possible. Okay? So let us share merits now. Do we have a PowerPoint for that? Okay. Thank you so much, Li Pei. So let us share merits now. Let's do it together. Ettavata chamehi sambadang punya sambadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Ettavata chamehi sambadang punya sambadang sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Ettavata chamehi sambadang punya sambadang sabbe satthanumodantu sabba sampati siddhya. Idame nyati nam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idame nyati nam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idame nyati nam hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yavanimbana patiya. Idame punya asawa kaya vahang hotu. Idame punya nibbana sapachayo hotu. Mama punya bagang sabba satanam bhajemi. Te sabe me samang punya bagang labantu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.